So I'm delighted to be joined here by David Ovadia. He's Exploitation Manager of the Minerals4EU project. So as Exploitation Manager, David, you have the main task of guaranteeing the sustainability of the project as a whole. And I wonder if you could explain a little bit what kind of actions have been going on to deal with this task.
Sure. Yeah, you know, Patrick, these EU projects produce absolutely fantastic results, but one of the big challenges is to communicate the results with the people who will benefit from them, the stakeholders, the end users. And so what we've been doing so far is building this communication path. In particular, having some interactions with stakeholders at various industry events. I was recently at the World Economic Forum meeting in London, and we have planned a major event in the City of London in November when we will be telling the mining industry, the London-based mining industry, more about this project. So we have mining companies, we have brokers, analysts, investors, and some of the media coming along to hear about it. My early discussions with these people tells me that they are extremely interested in having this information, in getting hold of this information. There is a real appetite for this information, and they want to get their hands on it as quickly as possible. Now, what we have to do, of course, is to build a long-term sustainable situation in which they can use the information not just during the project, but after the project. And this represents a much bigger challenge because there are resources involved, and we have to find a way of having a business model which allows a permanent body to continue beyond the project, for the data to be refreshed and to be made available, and for the system to function efficiently for years and maybe decades after the project finishes. We're working on this challenge at the moment, and hopefully we will be able to announce how it will work fairly soon.
Very good. And these stakeholders, such as the industrial stakeholders that you mentioned, how do you think they might be able to benefit from this information, this data that we gather?
Well, at the moment, a lot of major business decisions are based on commercial and political analyses. There is often a lack of real access, real understanding and access to the underlying geological parameters. For example, a company that's investing in a mining project will have a very good understanding of the commodity, of the prices, of the corporate risks, of the political risks, but they actually find it very hard to get hold of the basic geological data. Is it a good place to open a mine? Yeah. And this project will allow them access to that information, but in a non-geological language. There is no point in asking an investor to read a geological map. It's the wrong language, and this project will be providing information in a language that is understandable to the end users. And
in terms of the interactions with these stakeholders, I know you have a large event coming up in London in November this year. So I wonder if you could just briefly explain the scope of this event and what kind of outcomes you'd expect.
Well, we've invited about 100 senior people from the London-based mining industry and all those which support it. London is a big financial centre, as you know, and a lot of people are involved in raising money for mining projects, investing money, doing the analyses, doing the foresight of where it's going. We've gone at a fairly senior level of invitations. We expect that we will have maybe 30 or 40 there in the end. Those people will take the messages back to their colleagues, and the word, I hope, will spread around. In order to get their attention and their presence, we've had to make it a very short and focused event, so it's a 2-hour event, and basically there will be there will be three messages. Message one, this is what the project will offer. Message two, this is how you get your hands on the products. And message three is, this is what the products will do for you. Now, in addition to us telling them about the project, we also want to hear what they have to say to us in return, because there is still time for some minor adjustments and fine-tuning. If we get a message back from the users saying, well, we like this, but we don't like that, we will act on that message. So it's very much a two-way process.
Well, thank you very much for your time, and I wish you the very best of luck with the event
Thank you very
and the
much.
rest of the project.